Hi, Sam here again, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'd like to offer a few words of advice and encouragement for people that are newer at this, more beginner, or maybe considering getting involved in the gym or bodybuilding or changing your physique, that whole area. And I've covered a few things that are a bit more advanced, like contest prep or when you get too heavy and your feet hurt. And I just thought it would be good early on to offer a few words of support and encouragement and demystify a few things that'll hopefully save any beginners out there a lot of time, maybe a bit of frustration, and just offer a bit of positive encouragement. So this is the chat that I maybe would have liked to have had 20 years ago. I'm going to keep it brief, but there's a few really key things to cover here, which should set you straight before you go down the wrong path and waste a lot of time. So number one is about your expectations. This whole thing is going to take a very long time if you have quite a high goal, or you see the standard that's out there that you might want to reach to. It's going to take a lot of time. It's one of those very slow progression type hobbies or pursuits where it's a slow development, and there's not really any way around that. There's not really any major jumps forward, with a couple of exceptions. So you get your newbie gains phase when it's first few months, and then it's maybe a little bit faster when you start getting the diet right, and then it's kind of a faster jump forward the first maybe 2 or 3 times that you go the whole super sups kind of route. But in the main, and for the whole duration of it, and if you had kind of quite a lofty ideal of where you wanted to go with this on the bodybuilding side, it's really going to take time. And so it's that whole cliche of Rome wasn't built in a day, and the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So don't be put off by it taking ages. Try and love the process, and we're going to offer a few more words on that topic shortly. And the next thing is about the kind of ideals that you're looking at, and how you compare yourself to others, and maybe things that might be intimidating or put you off. I'm here to tell you there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in bodybuilding, and what you see like in a magazine or an advert or on Instagram, or pictures or clips on YouTube, or definitely what's on stage. It's kind of an illusion. Even the subject that you're looking at, the person you're looking at, doesn't really look like that. They look like that for that duration of time under those particular conditions, and the image may have been touched up or altered or optimized or filtered as well. So even the person you're looking at in some particular awe-inspiring image or video doesn't really look like that, and you'd get a different sense of what they look like and where they're at if you ever met them in real life. So don't look at all this stuff, and even though it is going to take ages to make progression, don't sort of like look at that like it's intimidating or impossible, and it's kind of not reality. All the best pictures are taken with the down lighting that casts the shadow in all of the definition, and if the person stood on their own or there's nothing to scale to it, you get a false sense of how big they actually are when they look good and ripped and everything like that. And then there's the whole having a tan business, and they'll be pumped up as well, and then the filters and photos. So it's not reality, and don't let that kind of thing put you off or make you feel bad about yourself or anything like that. All this kind of thing has been going on with magazines, like based on fashion, beauty, or what women have to deal with for decades and decades, time immemorial. And this is just a new kind of area where the same kind of thing is happening. So don't be put off by all of that. It's not even real. Next one, the quick fixes and magic shortcuts. If something sounds too good to be true, or it's going to kind of bypass how much effort and time is going to have to take place for you to get anywhere, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. It's that old adage, and that really plays here. A lot of the industry is based around like supplements, and they're overhyped in what they do. You'll have some model next to what they're advertising, and the results were not taking place over days and weeks due to that. They may not even use the thing that they're stood next to. This is quite well known around people that have been in this for a while, and there are no magic things when it comes to supplements or duck eggs or a frog machine or anything that sounds like crazy, like it's going to just send you into warp drive and stuff. It doesn't exist. And even on the super sub side, it's that little jump forwards in those first few months when it's something new. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not magic, and it all works in synergy with everything else being consistent. So don't be thinking that you're going to get away from the hard work in a long period of time. It's having all your bases covered over the long haul consistently. A bit like promises of gaining wealth quickly. It's very scammy. It'll lead you to part with your money, trusting in something that's an illusion, and it's just not real. It's kind of like to build wealth over the long term. You've got to very consistently hold on to more money than you're spending, so you've got to make more and spend less and be sensible with your investments of the difference that you hold on to, and then as that compounds over a very long period of time, you gain wealth. It's a bit like that with progression in this, is, you know, you get all of your sleep, adequate nutrition, hard training, looking at your weak points and fixing them, hormones optimized quite possibly, over a very long time, and that really, really adds up. And that's how it works. Not going to get around all of that. The next thing is don't be embarrassed about this just for being new. We're all new once, and I made loads of mistakes, and everything I've talked about so far, I've kind of had hopes of getting through things quickly or being better than I could be without being consistent, and we've all been there, so there should be a mutual respect among all of us that, you know, it was day one for all of us. Well, I know the stupid things that I did in the gym when I didn't know what I was doing, when I was learning a lot of the exercises. I remember I didn't know that there was a lock on the leg press when I first went in the gym, because we didn't have the videos back then. It was just books, and the books didn't explain the modern equipment, and I didn't have anyone to show me. And I was doing leg presses that were only moving like 8 inches or something because the stoppers were permanently on, and then I went, oh, this isn't really working my legs. I think I'll stick with the squats. And then one day I saw a guy come in and fiddled with something down near the handles he was holding on to, down near the seat, and then it came all the way back, and his knees bent all the way, and I sort of felt very embarrassed. I was like, oh, right, that's what's supposed to happen there. So we've all been there. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and you'll get over that. As long as you're constantly improving, and as long as you're safe, it's all good. Next point is learn to love the benefits of the process itself. Whatever you do to get to a certain point is kind of what you're stuck doing to maintain that level. So what I often say to people is, enjoy the process. What's the rush? Because if you want to maintain what you've got to, you're stuck doing it all forever anyway. So you're stuck doing this. So you better like the process, because even if you do get there, you won't be able to hold on to anything close to it if you don't actually like the process, because the process and the activities involved that are going to bring it about, and then you have to do that to maintain it. So you need to really enjoy the parts of it that will come anyway, just from you doing the process. So the healthy foods, that whole food diet, that understanding nutrition, that complete range of micronutrients in your diet, the benefits of exercise for your well-being, the sense of community around sharing an interest with other people that are passionate about it. Those things are there for you like day in, day out, and you should appreciate those as well as the goals and results chasing. And then the next point is a little bit related to what I was saying earlier about illusion and everything. You don't actually know how you'll end up as you get more advanced with this, because a lot of it is genetic, and we have to accept that. So while you may have, you know, someone whose gym performance you admire or how they've built their physique, and may want to emulate that, you'll never turn out just the same, because your bone structure is different, your muscle insertions and attachments and the shape that that creates is very different. So even as you get bigger, in a way it doesn't change the shape of what's there and the frame that it's on. You will become the best version, or the optimized version, or the fully developed version of what your genetic makeup was. So you have to accept that that's not going to be quite how you might have picked, in the same way that you might want it to be kind of different colour eyes, or taller or shorter, or something like that. It's going to be the same with your whole physique. But on the plus side, there'll be things that you don't know just how good you could have been. You'll surprise yourself. So just accept that a large part of this is genetic. And then finally, just rest assured that there are good people that want to see you do well with this. When you train hard and people can see that you're serious and you're working hard consistently, you will earn the respect of people in a real gym, and that will become a very supportive community and environment. So don't be put off by people that are further along the journey. The people that have the right mindset will want to see you do your best and want to support you and offer words of encouragement when they can see that you're working hard. It's kind of seeing that you're working hard and that you're being consistent gives them a feel that you share this interest together, that you have this passion for the same thing. And that's what the respect and the support is going to be based on, not kind of how advanced you are. So if you want to be part of this, learn to love it and learn to love the process. And then the people that do want to do share in that and want to see you do well will appear, and that'll be something that really surprises you. I know that a lot of the best friends that I've ever made were through the gym or through doing fitness activities, and I just want to share that with all sorts of other people. That's partly what's compelling me to put the channel together. And it's early days for the channel, but I've got to practice what I preach, and I don't know what I'm doing with the filming and scripting things and talking coherently. But if I just practice it, it will come. And it's like that with bodybuilding and a physique. It's a long process and continual improvement, but you learn by doing. And if your heart's in it, then the right people that are going to be cool and love it for the right reasons and will be supportive will appear. And that's what I thought I'd share with you today. So if it is very early on in your journey, I wish you all the best. If you had any particular questions, drop them in the comments, and I'll make sure that I pick up on those in the next Q&A video. Cheers.